Assalamu alaikum students. This is week number 2 of object oriented programming lab, that is lab session 2. Today we will see input output operations in Java console and we will explore some Java built-in classes. So let's start today's lab session 2. The objectives of lab session number 2 is divided into following 5 units as unit 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. In unit 2.1 we will see basic concept of Java and data types. Unit 2.2 will discuss variables, what are variables, and typecasting. Unit 2.3 will discuss input output from console in Java, that is how to take input and how to print our desired output on console in Java language. In unit 2.4 we will see Java math class features with concatenation feature. In unit 2.5 we will explore Java built-in date class. So in a sequential manner we will see each of the unit in detail. So starting from unit 2.1, that is basic concept and data types. First of all we will have the review of lab session number 1, in which we have seen JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. That is a virtual machine enables the bytecode of data to be executable on different operating system, which means that converts the code of Java language into a form that can be executable to any of the operating system like Windows or Linux. So basically, in other words, it makes a Java program as platform independent, like as we have already seen in previous course of C++, which is also a platform independent language. Next is now starting unit 2.1, that is basic concepts of Java and data type declaration in Java. So Java is one of the strongest platform independent language that can be used in object oriented programming paradigm, as OOP provides a concept that has been applied to different languages. So basically object oriented programming is basically some concepts based on some concepts that has been applied to different programming languages like C++, Java, and etc. OOP provides a concept that supports bottom to top approach. That means from a small canvas we will expand to the big canvas. What does it mean? It deals with the real world entities known as objects that has some properties. So basically object is a real world entity. Any real world entity can be referred as object in object oriented paradigm, and every object has some properties. So basically object is referred at a small canvas which extend to classes and packages. So the representation of objects are called classes. That classes describe the way of objects, their features, their properties, their functionalities. So in OOP paradigm, classes have properties referred as attributes, and some functionalities are described in it referred as methods of those objects. As we have discussed, classes are the representation of objects. So every attribute and method that has been described by the class is a representation of real world object. Now next is packages. Packages are the container of classes. All the classes are stored in a container known as packages. Now next is Java supporting OOP paradigm have some access modifiers that tells from where any methods and objects can be accessed. So basically in Java we have some access modifiers. What does it means? We have some restrictions of accessing a method or any method. So these restrictions are modified or represented by some keywords known as access modifiers that tells us from where any method or object can be accessed. These access modifier keywords are public, private, protected, etc. Some others included as abstract. So in detail we will see in further lab sessions. For today we will see a main method. So mostly public access modifier is used for main methods, and this is a syntax of main method. So before going further to data types in Java, I will create a project and include this main method. So you will see that how a project is created and how package and lab classes are included in that project.